happy Wednesday. Like I said yesterday, today I will be doing a tutorial of shoes and laces. So I have my handy dandy Converse and just a normal pair of laces to get started. Okay, so the first type I'm going to show you is called the ladder, and you start out by having both the laces coming up through the loops, and then you take both ends and put it on the same side, so that one goes through. And then this one goes through. And then when you cross them over, you take this one from the opposite side and you put it through the loop you just made with the other lace and pull it through, and then you do it to the same side. Not the same thing on the other side. There you go. So then you have that. And then you repeat. So you go same hole on the same side and pull them both through. And this one goes over and through the loop you made. And then this one goes over, as you can see, and through that side. So if I pull it tight again, that is what it looks like. So you just continue that up all the way through the shoe. Okay, this is the second one I'm going to show you. It's called the ladder, and once again you start off having the holes go up through the farthest one, and then you take one of the laces and you go underneath, see, underneath, and then you pull it at a diagonal. So I'm going this way, and you go to the next hole and you go up through it. And then you do it to the same side, you go underneath, pull it through, and then go up on the diagonal. So then it starts off looking like this, kind of normal. You can't see it very well, but then you take one of the laces and then you find out where it went underneath, and then you go underneath that and then you pull it through, and once again go up through the other side. And then with the same lace, you find out where it went through. On this side, this is the second hole, so not the other side I just did. You go away from you, and then you pull it towards you from underneath. And then you go up through the other side. So if you pull it tight, this is what it looks like so far. And it's not as neat because the laces I'm using aren't round laces, so you can't see it as well, but maybe if I do it just a little bit more, it'll make sense. Okay, so pull it, and then it looks like that. So that is the zipper. On to the next one. Okay, this technique is called the double back from the website I found on it, and you need to make sure that you start on the fifth hole, or you have an even amount of holes, and that's basically all you need to do this one. And to start off, I went down through the fifth one, as you can see, and you take one side of the laces and you go to the third hole, see, 1, 2, 3, you go down through that one, and then the same thing with the other side. You take the other lace, you go down through the third, and then you take the other side you just did and go from third to first, and then from this side you go third to first. And this part gets a little tricky. See, I have it like this. That's what you should have right now. You take one of the laces that you had, and it went through the first hole, and then you have to go back through the second hole with the same side. So I took this lace, see if you could see that, it's on this side, you go back through the second hole going up, and then same thing with the other side. It went through the first hole, now you go back through and you go up. So now you take the other side and you go from second to fourth. That goes down through. Places get confusing. And then you go from second to fourth on the other side. and then you go from 4th down through 6th or up, it depends on how you want to tie your shoes, and then 4th to 6th. And then when you're all done, it looks like that. There you go. On to number 4. Okay, this one is called the loop back, and it is probably the easiest one that I'm going to show you in this whole tutorial. You start off in the first hole this time, you go up through it, and basically all you have to do is you have the 2 laces, you cross them once, cross them twice, and put them back on the hole on the side they came out through. See, I have first, and then it goes through the second. And then I have first, and this goes through the second. And I don't know how you want to time. I like to alternate between going up and down. So I'll show you the difference between that. See, this one I went down on that one. So if I twist and twist, I'm going to go up through this one, up through that one, and up through that one. It just all depends on where you want it to be. See, this one is underneath. I like to do that a lot with mine because I tend to use thicker laces, so you don't want all of your laces on top most of the time because then they all bunch together and you can't see what's on them. But if you have plain laces, it just depends on your preference. There are 2 ways to do it. So the first one I did on top, and then the second one is underneath. So I'll do it on top again. You switch 1, and then 2, and then you go up through instead of going down. So there you go. That's what it looks like. Next one. Okay, this one is called the bushwalk, and this one's very important to know where you want to start out with because it has a bow that is not in the middle, it's actually on the side. So if you can see with my shoe, I wouldn't really want my bow to be on the inside because it would look kind of weird. I don't know if that's your preference, I'm sorry. So if you want the bow to be on the outside of the shoe, like I do, you start off with this lace and then you go in the second hole and then you go back through the other side, so it's still the same lace, and then you take the one that went through the first hole and you jump over the second and go to third, and then you pull it through the third hole on the other side as well, and then this one also jumps from second. So you see it's going around where I just put it. You put second to fourth. And with the same lace, you go to the fourth on the other side. And then this one jumps again. As you can see, I just came out through the fourth hole. And I'm jumping from the third to the fifth. So you go through there. And you go out the fifth on the other side. And then this one is the last jump you're going to do. You go through that one, and then you pull it through on this side, and then you have your laces over here, so then you could tie, I don't know, nice bow. Tie that maybe a little too tight, because now you can't see the middle. There you go, you have, it's like almost a ladder, but on the sides you're jumping, just so that you can have the bow on the outside. So that's a cool one. On to the next one. That is the end of part 1. Now just click on either side. I don't know which side it's on. There's a link in some direction. Go to part 2.